folks, welcome back to the Sleepy Keys Tingle Network. Today on the program, we take a moment to bring you a collection that is specifically curated for our viewers who are therapists, counselors, social workers, really anyone working in the public where you want to have a calming presence about your jewelry that says, I'm safe, you can talk to me, I'm listening. And so that's what we're showcasing today on the Sleepy Keys Tingle Network. Now this collection consists of 5 necklace pieces. And if you call in the next 30 minutes, you get an additional gift of a lovely brooch. Or it's actually a pin, but you know, it's sizable, so I'm going to call it a brooch. And it's got a little birdhouse on it, and it's heart-shaped, because we know you care. That's why you went into this field of work. You care. As well as a set of bangle bracelets. And maybe I'll just wear these for the program, because the thing about having a bangle bracelet on, you know, it adds something interest to the wrist. It really helps to give a pop of color to your wardrobe, especially if it's predominantly earth tones, or if you've got a fun pattern like I've got on today. So I'm going to go ahead and wear these bracelets today, but that's part of the deal if you call in the next 30 minutes. As well as the heart-shaped brooch pin with the birdhouse and the bluebird and the flowers on the side. So I'll set this aside for now. So, what do we have here? Well, I'm going to start with something we've never had on the Sleepy Keys Tingle Network before. And specifically for this lovely jewelry set. Oh, geez. Bruce, remember how I showed you you can get the little roller out? I put it in the break room. And then you get some of these little pieces up. Oh, that's fun. I don't know how much you're paid. Right. Well, just give me a moment to get these picked up here. No, Barbara said we don't have time for that today. I know. Anyways, so let me get this cleaned off a little bit more. Okay. Okay. This set of beads. You might think, what am I looking at? What is this sort of oval-shaped bead on this necklace piece? Well, folks, these have been handmade by artisan bead makers, and it's actually rolled up pieces of paper. Can you believe that? Can you bead it? Believe? No. I was trying to make it play on bead and believe. The point is, it makes for a really interesting piece. And you want to have a really interesting piece when you are, you know, having a conversation with a client, patient, whatever the situation may be, student, where you want to say, look, I'm interesting. I'm a little bit eclectic. That's why I've got these bold patterns and the jewelry, and also this bead that you don't see every day. So you can trust me that I've heard some things, I've seen some things, and that's really what this bead says. It's also one of our quieter beads because it's paper. It's a little bit quieter. Same with the bracelets. These are, I wouldn't say they're muted, but if you were wearing your metallic bracelets, the metallics are going to be clinking and clanking every which way every time you move your hand. This one's subtle. Subtle bracelet because you're listening. How many beads are on this fascinating earth-toned black circular bead and hand-rolled paper bead set? So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36. So 36 really, really handsome beads. Handmade by artisans. Ready for your neck. And because it's on more of a, I guess, stretchier bit here, there's no clasp on it. You just slip it over your head. But you know what? If you said, I think I'll wear this as a bracelet, look, you can do that. Now I've got a lot more interest on my wrist, right? A little bit more noise, but not too much. Not too much. And then next up here, well, it being the fall season here, oh, what? Oh, sorry, phone call. Yeah, Barbara says we got a phone call. So, yeah, go ahead and open up the lines. Caller, you're on the air.
Oh, hi, this is Marcy calling.
Oh, hey, Marcy. Good to hear from you.
You know, I was just calling in because I was just thinking about that Freud fella. Now, he was really something. And he had all these different ideas about what different things meant and, you know, why people felt the way that they did towards certain things. And, you know, some of it was very interesting, very enlightening, but also kind of gross. And I think that this Freud fella, now actually, I take that back. I have a copy of the DSM, I think it's 2, DSM. And now it's a way that people have different sort of, you know, illnesses and things that can affect the brain, things of that nature. And so I find it very interesting. I've got this copy of the DSM in my library at home, but sometimes I read in there just a little bit because I want to learn about some of these different illnesses and afflictions and things.
Right,
And I just find it very fascinating. So that's why I've got a copy of the DSM. I believe it's volume 2 in my library.
Yeah, I'm gonna. Okay, that's great.
Fun.
Marcy. Good. Well, we've got a lot of great jewelry that can go along with that. Sure. So with this piece here, look at this amber bead. Look at how it glistens in the light. But it's not too showy. It's not. You know, a multifaceted diamond rhinestone. We don't have any diamonds on the Sleepy Keys Tingle Network, but we do have the diamond-esque pieces. But this is amber-esque. I love that. I love the way that looks. It has kind of a mysterious quality to it. And again, it's lightweight. This piece right here, it's a little bit small, a little bit smaller, but it's beautiful and a little bit understated. But you've got the contrast of the amber circular beads, and then it's almost like a metallic silver tone black, silver tone white, silver tone black, silver tone amber, silver tone black, silver tone white, silver tone amber. You can see the pattern there. And there's a few beads on here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 of the amber beads. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 of the silver tone oval beads. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of the white beads. And then we have the black beads. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. 21 of the black oval beads. So, this goes with everything. You can dress this up for your chunky sweaters that you wear into work, or when you've got on a nice blazer, or when you have like I said, a fun pattern on your dress, like a batik, something like that. That looks really nice with it, doesn't it? Yeah, because of the white in it, and the batik. That's our second necklace. And let's go over to this one now. Do we have any coastal therapists, social workers, counselors, folks near the coast? Because this feels like a very coastal therapist necklace, because it's got mostly ivory, white, cream colors, but then there's these little shells, little shell pieces on the bottom. So I think that really makes that stand out. And we've got another caller. Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah, caller, go ahead.
Hey, this is Brittany calling from Katy, Texas. I have this dream. It's really interesting, where it's like I'm in a fishbowl, but then it's not actually a fishbowl, but it's like a restaurant.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? So I'm in this fishbowl, and I can't figure out where my lemon is for my ice water with lemon. And it's so strange, and I'm just looking everywhere for my lemon for my ice water. Now, I can't have ice water without lemon. I know how to drink it without lemon, but I love to have ice water with lemon. And so then I'm in this fishbowl, but it's actually a restaurant, and it's not just any restaurant. It's like that restaurant that's in that picture, it's like the art picture, and then it's like there's a restaurant, and it's on the corner of a street, and it's kind of old-timey. Yeah, so I'm in that restaurant, but it's a fishbowl, but it's not a fishbowl.
That's interesting.
And I can't find my lemon slice.
Yeah.
I don't know what it could mean, but, it's just the strangest dream that I have.
Right, okay. Well, thanks for calling in and sharing. Yeah, you could, I don't know what that means, but that's fascinating. So, again, back to this piece. This one's a little bit more substantial. It's just about a 24-inch necklace. So this one does have a clasp in case you've got your hair up, in a sizable bouffant, something like that. Yeah, looking at this one. Now, some of the beads on here, gosh, this one is almost 3/4 of an inch, 3/4 of an inch. And then there's these interesting shell pieces. So it's like a piece of shell that's just been broken. Actually, Bruce, can I get you to zoom in here? It almost looks like a piece of shell that's just been broken into this jagged edge piece, but it's not sharp. Because the last thing you want to do is give you a sharp necklace. You're already dealing with a lot. You're listening. You don't want something, poking at the side of your neck while you're trying to take notes, your notepad. So don't worry about that here. Not with this necklace. But anyways, again, I said coastal because it's got those white cream colors in there. And I think that would really look nice. Imagine you've got your office, right? You're counseling. You have some shells in a corner. And then you have a picture of a beach. And it's a calming picture of a beach. It's not like that other picture of like a beach in Maine, somewhere far north, and it's big waves crashing on a coastline like that. Not that kind of beach. The kind where it's a gentle wave. So something really relaxing. Maybe you have a bowl of shells. And there's a bowl of shells just for decoration, but there's also a bowl of, maybe Andes mints or some sort of chocolate treat or a mint, something just like a little refreshment. And what else is in your beachy office? Something where you've got, you could have sand. I've seen some offices. I'm not saying just offices where you've got like it's not a sandbox. I think it's something Eastern inspired, where you've got the rake and it goes over the sand and it's like a garden. Bruce, you know what I'm talking about? A Zen garden. Zen. Yeah, one of those. And that's not really beachy, but they're sand. But this has a few of those shells in there, and there's, gosh, they're small, but there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37. Yeah. Almost 40. Just in the front. So it goes shells. Pattern for this one's shells. And then square bead, square ivory, white, cream white, gold tone wooden. Very interesting shape. Cream, white, abalone, shiny abalone shell. Big oval kind of squarish bead, gold tone abalone white, gold tone abalone white shells, 40 shells. Off-white square, cream bead, wooden cream bead. Not as much abalone on this one, but interesting shape. The square one, gold tone square, big chunk right there, white. Now these are all actually going to be a little bit different, and that's what I think is so special about this, because you don't know what exact color range your shell pieces might have, and you don't know what kind of broken shell piece that's soft. Again, you don't know what kind of broken shell piece you're going to get. So they're all very different. They're individuals, just like the clients and patients and students and members of the community that you see in your office or your practice or your school. But yeah, sorry, what? Bruce says we have another call here. Okay, caller, you're on the air.
Hey, it's Marcy again. Now,
oh, hey, Marcy again.
That lady that called in, Brittany, what was her name? So, it's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Brittany from Katy, Texas.
Wow.
I have a book about dreams in my library. And so what I did was go to my library to get my book about dreams. I'm looking in there, and I look up fishbowl. Now, fish is a different thing. If you were dreaming you were a fish, but you just thought that you were in a fishbowl. Is that right? So, when you're in a fishbowl, you feel like you are being judged. So, if you've got this feeling that people are judging you, then that's probably why it's showing up in your dream. So, a lot of judgment things going on. Now, then the art, the famous art painting in the restaurant, I don't know exactly what that means. I didn't see anything in my dream dictionary, in my dream book, that talked about that art piece. But then if I go and I can look back in my library and some of the art books and see if I can find that.
Okay.
But anyways, now the lemon in that. So the lemon, yellow can be a sign of, you've got your oranges, which are going to be more about abundance. But then yellow, that's going to be more about hesitation. And so I think that you can't find your lemon, so you're really hesitating because you're worried about being judged. Does that sound right? Now, I know you can't answer me, but hopefully you're still tuned in. So it's probably the lemon that you can't find, worried about being judged in there. And then, not being able to find it. So, anyway, that's just what I'm getting from my dream book.
Well, thanks for letting us know. Thanks so much.
But yeah, that's what I'm seeing in here.
So, coastal therapist. Okay, lastly, second to last, excuse me. No, I'm going to switch to this one, because you know what? Now that I'm looking at this one, it's like we have two beachy ones, so I'm going to do this one first. But it's more like less beachy, more river, lake. So, at some point, no one's going to be completely free of a waterbed in their region here. But this is more for folks that are on a lake, because this one has what I think look like smooth stones. smooth stones that you would find on a riverbed or at the edge of a lake, maybe by a creek, maybe something like that. And so maybe if that's you and this is in your office, you have an inspirational poster and it says "Go with the flow," and it's a picture of a river or a lake or just small creek, and it's the water's moving. Maybe even a waterfall. That would be nice. And maybe in your office you could have one of those. Oh gosh, have you seen the Bruce where he No, Barbara, we should get these on. We should get these on the program. It is a fountain. It is a water fountain, and you plug it into a wall, and it's okay. It's okay for there to be the electric, because there's not water on the plug or anything. Anyways, you plug it in, and then the water, oh gosh, it's so nice. It goes up the fountain, and then it trickles down on the sides, and it sounds kind of like you're by a babbling brook. And there's nothing more relaxing than a babbling brook. You're going to call me Babbling Brook? Too much. But you can get these, and again, Barbara, we should look into getting these on the program. But it's a relaxing water fountain. And it sounds like a little babbling brook, your own miniature waterfall that you can put in your home, your office. I don't think they make them for your car, for an automobile, because you have to have a plug for it. It would be a great gift going into the holiday season, so we're going to look into that. Anyways, but that would be great in an office where you've got kind of the river rock theme, or the lake bed, something that's calming. Water is calming. Some might say that air is calming. Rocks are calming. But definitely in your office, all I know is this. You better have some lamps. I wouldn't want to go into, if I was having a rough time, or whatever it is, or routine appointment, I don't want to go into an office where there's fluorescent overhead lights. Now, I know people need to be able to see, and people working need to take notes. But if your office has no lamps and you're just using those bright overhead lights, well, it's not the right move. That's all I'm going to say. Right. That's why we like to keep things kind of dim here on the Sleepy Keys Tingle Network, just so it's a little more relaxing. But you can see the products. You can see what we're selling. You can hear what I'm saying about them. And last but not least, this piece is what I will call the director, the center, whatever it is. Where they're working, this is the director. That's what they're going to wear because they're the most executive, the highest level. Now, maybe it's a nonprofit that they're working for. I don't know. But this necklace is stately because it's got blue marble. Can you zoom into that, Bruce? Do you see how there's a beautiful, almost like a jade, calming jade piece, but then there are these marble pieces that have kind of banker-like executive marble design. So there's little bits of white in there. Excuse me, white. And then it goes to jade, blue, red, back to the blue. And then we've got some elements of a gold tone finish on these pieces in between. I don't know. I see gold tone, I see silver tone, and I think executive. I think important. I think it's the director of the operation. I think they have a lot on their plate, but they look good doing it because they're wearing this piece. Isn't that nice? So, you can wear this too if you're not the director. In fact, you can wear any of these pieces if you're not a counselor, therapist, psychiatrist. You could wear these if you were a part-time mermaid or if you were an interior decorator, for sure. And this one, if you are an administrative assistant. And this one, oh gosh, I don't know what you're teaching at the university, but you're looking good doing it, right? So these necklaces are a great gift too. But if you have a counselor or a therapist or someone like that in your life, they're going to love these. These are universally gorgeous necklaces that are going to really be a hit for the person in your life who's really putting others first, right? Because that's what's important here. Now, they're having to tell people tough news. They're having to take a lot of notes, analyze things. Maybe they're telling a kid, you know what, you're probably not going to be an astronaut. And that's hard. That's hard for everyone. Just like how my guidance counselor said, oh, maybe you should go to art school because you're not very good at math and science. I said, I know, but I thought I'd try. Anyways, so you've got this beautiful piece here. Very, very distinct beads. Lots of colors. Such warm, rich tones. And that's really what you want. Warm, rich tones, calming, feelings of earth, balance, a water fountain ideally that makes a beautiful sound that sounds like you're by a babbling brook. And that's what's really going to be setting a good tone. This collection here, we've got 5 different pieces. That could be yours for the low price of $39.99. And I think that's certainly a steal because you have a lot of different ways that you can wear this, and you can wear them all together, just like this. But again, look how well they go with a nice batik pattern. Or Nance, can I get you to model some of these for me? Oh, yeah. How they go with a chunky sweater, or even paired with other jewelry pieces that you might have on. Lots of earth tones, a little bit of shine, but nothing too wild, So, give us a call today, Sleepy Keys Tingle Network, our therapist, counselor, psychiatrist, person that's putting others first, trying to help, making a difference, collection on the Sleepy Keys Tingle Network. And we thank you for all the work that you do. All right, hope to hear from you soon.